Ball back to the 22. They ruled it a sack. Picked off. Real estate ahead. Shador Sanders showing him his shoe bottoms. Stunting like his daddy. Touchdown. Our country. Nicolosi trying to flip the script. Ball came out. It's loose. The Buffaloes recover. Shador Sanders with a huge crushing hit. Missile here, Lewis.
That's two big plays by Shador Sanders. You're going to see his left elbow go right on the tip of the football. And if you don't have... That was a...
Sanders got a man. Touchdown. Clean. Weaver, the receiver. Made one tonight from 52, which is a career longest blocked. And it dribbles harmlessly into the end zone. It'll be Buffalo football.
That big hand up there. Now that should be something that spurs on this off. Is just running the grass and finding open holes.
Sanders drills it again, complete to his tight end, Harrison. First and goal, Colorado. Got an injured player down in the field. One more look at that completion.
I mean, you see it. He's able to step up. You see the zone hole, and you see the tight end, Michael Harrison.
Wilkers out to the 15, first and 10. Sanders complete. Dawson down the sidelines. Steps out of bounds at about the 33. Daniel Cup. Sanders complete and still on his feet. Weaver down to the 42. They get up to the line of scrimmage quickly. First and 10. Rado. Sanders. Downfield. Got a man. Horn. Atonement. Touchdown. He shook Blackburn out of his socks after the catch.
Shador Sanders did an exceptional job of getting the safety to think as though he was trying to hit the tight end down the middle. They were playing a cover two. The safety starts to lean towards the middle, and then he hits the kind of slot fade route down the boundary.
What a throw.
This is great quarterbacking. Great quarterback.
To the bottom of your screen, out of frame right now. He pulls it out, and we're tied. Harrison.
Number 8 is disqualified for the remainder of the game.
They go empty. 5 receivers. Sanders pulls. Got it. Touchdown, Harrison. Caught the 2-point conversion.
Harrison was the third guy in the trips to the right side of the formation, and he sees Shador Sanders in trouble. He was running across the back of the end zone away from Shador.
What a dart by Nicolosi.
This offensive line has continued to try and protect better and better here in the second half.
Sanders open. There he is again. Touchdown, Harrison. Sanders got rid of it. He got it. Weaver this time.
Colorado 43. Colorado State 35.
If you didn't know this was a rivalry game, you know it now. Incredible drama and performance.
Really, it's just right here on the touchdown. You're going to see this against a cover 2 look. You're going to see the tight end go across the field, and then instead of just hooking up here, he turns it vertical and then gets down in between the hash and the numbers. Look at this. Look at this conversion. That's called, we know exactly the counter to cover 2. And here, you just have some confusion on the outside here between the safeties in the corner. They're sending a max blitz. You see 7 guys rushing here. and they just turn loose Weaver in the back of the end zone.
Nicolosi steps up into the end zone in a crowd. No good. Picked off by Woods, and it's over. Buffaloes win it. Do you believe now?
Colorado State, 35.
Coach Prime and the Buffaloes improved to 3-0.
Welcome back to a new episode. All right, the Big Ten recently had its media day in Las Vegas, Nevada. And Deion was there, as were most or all of the other Big 12 coaches. Deion has, as you can see on the screen here, last year Colorado had a weak offensive line. Shador Sanders led the country in sacks, or was close there. And the transfer portal, which many people, there's been the transfer portal has got a bad reputation back in the day. As many of you had to sacrifice a year of eligibility just to transfer to another university, unless the head coach got fired or you had a redshirt year to give up. So if you were a redshirt sophomore and you found out, hey, I'm not going to get any playing time for the next 3 years, and you want to transfer, you would have to give up your sophomore year and take a chance on maybe getting to play your junior and senior years. So it was a very risky decision back in the day. Now you can just jump up and leave whenever you want. And that's a bad thing for coaches, because they recruit a guy in high school and, they build him up. And when this guy has a great year, he can jump up and leave, especially for group of five teams and programs. That's terrible for them. And for FCS teams, that's terrible for them. But on the contrary, if you're a smart head coach and you're willing to do the work and go out there and recruit on the recruiting trail, you can come up big. So Deion's come up big with the number 1 offensive tackle, Jordan Seaton, number 2 athlete, Draylon Miller, and the number 6 athlete, Cameron Michael. And just FYI, athlete just means that this guy has played in a particular position in high school, but in college he may not play that position. So maybe he was a quarterback and maybe you're going to use him at a different position, or maybe he was at linebacker, and at big-time college football, maybe he's not suited to be linebacker. Maybe he'd be better suited to be a free safety or something like that. So congratulations to Deion and the Colorado football team. He's definitely made some upgrades here in the offseason. So we also saw Shiloh and Shador Sanders at the Big 12 Media Day. And, they had a decent year in 2023, but let's just kind of reflect for a second. 2023 was the last year of the Pac-12, and we had a ton of teams putting up a great fight: Washington, Oregon, USC, and the Colorado Buffaloes had a tough schedule. It wasn't easy. They had TCU, Nebraska as all non-conference games. They won those. They beat Colorado State. And I wanted to show that film just so we can kind of reflect and see that Shador actually was pretty good. Although the Colorado Buffaloes went 4-8, I believe this year in the Big 12, they're actually going to have an easier time with the schedule. Not saying it's going to be an easy schedule, but they won't have those USC, UCLA, Oregon, Washingtons of the Pac-12. Instead, they'll have this. So, this is the new Big 12 Conference. So at the top here at 63,000, we've got BYU at Lavelle Edwards Stadium. And, we've got a new Big 12 than we knew from 10, 15 years ago. There's no Texas. There's no Oklahoma. But we do have Oklahoma State. We've still got West Virginia. And we've still got Iowa State. And Kansas and Kansas State. Now, the newbies are BYU, Utah, Arizona, Colorado, UCF, Cincinnati, and Houston. So this is going to be a big mix. The Big 12 fans are going to see a lot of competitiveness in this conference. As you can see, there's only a 23,000 difference between the biggest stadium in the conference and the smallest. And we've got a lot hanging in here in the middle. So your average stadium size is going to be somewhere in the 50s. And that's great for competitiveness in the conference. We don't have that 100,000 seat Texas stadium here. We don't have that 80 or 90, whatever it is, Oklahoma Stadium, where these guys are just holding down the top of the stadium and everyone else is just cannon fodder. So congrats to Colorado as well as everyone else who's made it over here into the new Big 12 Conference. So I think Colorado is going to have a new opportunity, and this is a great chance to start fresh and get that 4-8 wiped out of their mind. So let's see where Colorado fits. They pretty much fit right here in the middle of the Big 12 Conference, which is good. Right above them, they have Arizona and Arizona State. Those are familiar teams, as well as Colorado. They can actually have a decent shot of getting a college football playoff invite and also winning 6 teams and becoming bowl eligible for the first time in Deion Sanders' college football career. So let's talk about these two teams here. Congratulations to Cincinnati, who was one of the first group of 5 teams I've seen get a college football playoff invite. And for their reward, they're rewarded with a Big 12 invite. Same to Houston. They've been competitive in the group of 5 conference, and they were rewarded with a Big 12 invite as well as UCF. Nippert Stadium is actually being renovated as we speak. So I actually used to love their stadium. Notice it's kind of really tucked in here with the Cincinnati campus. But when we do look at it, we see like a horseshoe stadium. We see end zone seating here. We see an upper deck that wraps around to about here in the end zone. Then we see, a press box and little VIP seating. Let's see what we see now. All right, so this is going to be slightly redone grandstand, slightly redone VIP seating here, and a redone press box. So although they're not expanding to 60 or 70,000 quite yet, they are entering the Big 12, the Power 5 conference with the renovation. And like I've said before, that can really help build momentum with students and fans and get them happy and get them ready to enter the Big 12 right. All right, let's take a look at the Colorado Buffaloes. So this will be Deion Sanders' second season. They went 4-8 last year. Like I said, they did have some great wins, and they had one conference win against Arizona State, and then it all just kind of went to crap. And they've received some backlash, and, for the first season, it wasn't too bad in my opinion. So there's a nice shot of that video board. And my question today is, will Shador Sanders be able to lead Colorado to a college football playoff appearance? So let's take a quick look at Folsom Field. Now, back in 2015, Colorado renovated their this grandstand here. And this is really the backbone of Folsom Field here. This is 50,000 seats in this stadium. And this is the backbone of it here, because when we take a look at the other side, the other grandstand, nice end zone here, but I'd like to see them remove this Colorado thing here. Sometimes teams do things to, fight attendance, and that was the thing that Colorado had to fight before Deion Sanders arrived. They weren't winning any games, so they weren't filling the stadium. So back when, who knows when this was installed, but now's a new day. They need to remove this and bring bring this crowd, bring these stands down right here, right behind this end zone, so they can interact with the students and the fans there, and possibly build up here. I mean, this is a new day. If when you get a Hall of Fame coach, you want to take advantage of what you have. You don't just want to sit here in this 50,000 seat stadium. You want to maybe take advantage of some things that you can take advantage of while you have a super hot head coach here. So, by the way, this is where the new video board is going to be going. I'll find it before the video is over. And this is the other grandstand here. And it's kind of stubbed by this old press box, Colorado's old press box. And I think they should go around here. It's obvious. Go around, put something here, knock this down, and maybe get another 10,000 out of this stadium. That'll put you in 60, 65. That way you got a legitimate shot as a college football playoff contender. As we mentioned earlier, this is some athletics buildings. A lot of teams do this so they don't have to build a 20,000 end zone section here. But it's okay for now. Not bad stadium, but like I said, that main grandstand, that's the backbone of this stadium. So let's take a look at Shador Sanders' 2023 stats. All right, here we are. So to my surprise, he actually threw for over 3,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions. That's a lot better than it looked when I saw him getting sacked 7-8 times a game. So it looks like Deion Sanders has addressed that. He doesn't want to see his son getting sacked 5-6 times a game. And they really needed it, because when the quarterback doesn't get a chance to throw, you're done. I don't care what kind of running back you got. Your running back can help you, but if the quarterback doesn't have time to throw in the pocket, you're finished. So, last but not least, let's take a look at what Shador Sanders and Deion Sanders is going to be looking at in their upcoming 2024 schedule. So, first things first, we talked about this in our introduction to FCS. These guys are hot and they're unstoppable. So, this was a bad look for Colorado to schedule North Dakota State. That's going to be televised on ESPN. We'll all get to see it. But if they can overcome this game, this will be a great start, just like they had last year. and it'll be a great start to the rest of their non-conference game and the rest of their Big 12 conference games. So I pose that question to you. Can Shador Sanders lead this team to a college football? Can Shador Sanders lead this team to a college football playoff invite? Personally, with this schedule, I think they can. With the new Big 12, a new weaker Big 12, with Florida State and Clemson looking to get out of the ACC, they may come here. They could wreck this conference. But do I think Shador Sanders can do it in 2024? Yes, I do. How they're going to do it, who knows? It's going to be great to watch. That's my opinion. You guys let me know what you think.